Good afternoon. We have the blue skies. We have our temperature soaring into the 90s. You know it's a hot day in July when you look at the radar and you see this at the noon hour. Now, sometimes we have the flare up coming of showers and storms in the afternoon, but today our rain chance is not too high. We do have just a little bit of thunderstorm action out here just outside of Tangipahoa Parish, and then a little bit of showers starting to form up right along the coast. That's about it, though, right now. We may see a few spotty downpours later today, but really the thing for this week, as opposed to last week, is the heat. Our temperatures already in the lower 90s for most spots and feeling like as high as triple digits. Thibodaux might be running a little high there at 109 for the heat index, but clearly we are feeling in Covington too, 110 it's saying. But a lot of us are going to be feeling like up to about 105 this afternoon. So that's really what I would bet on for this afternoon. Our temperatures getting a couple of degrees higher than where they are now. Our rain chance 30% before we drop into the 70s and dry out tonight. Here's our forecast model showing 2 p.m. spotty rain possible, and a quick downpour will be possible too. This whole week, we keep a chance for some daily downpours, but there just won't be quite as much as last week, where we had a really conducive setup with a stalled front over us and a lot of moisture moving into our area, where that really helped the showers and storms form each day, and that helped with the heat. But our upper pattern this week keeps our two high pressure areas split on either side of us for a while, and that will allow a few daily thunderstorms. And then look what happens at the end of the week. The high builds just to our north, and that will keep us hot into the weekend. Now, looking at our drought monitor, by the way, there is some, of course, extreme drought out to the west of us, but looking at where we are in southeast Louisiana, we have had enough rain last week to bring most spots out of the drought conditions, aside from some of our coastal spots toward Baton Rouge, which is in the yellow, abnormally dry, the lowest on the scale of drought conditions. Looking, by the way, at our rainfall for this year, the average so far this year is 36 inches at the airport at this point in July. But we've only had about 28.8 inches so far. That's about 7 inches less than average. But again, last week with those downpours around, it certainly helped. Now, looking at our forecast for rain going into the next 7 days, all the green that you see here around Louisiana and Mississippi, we're talking about 0.25 inches. Now, it could easily be more if you're under one of those quick, heavy downpours. We'll say up to about an inch or so for the next week, but easily, again, maybe 2 or 3 if you are under a heavier downpour. But you have to go way to the east to find at least some blue, which would be about an inch or so. This is the outlook from the Weather Prediction Center, by the way. And then, of course, much less rain where that high is setting up this week over just to our west. Looking at our 6 to 10 day precipitation outlook, this is through the end of July almost. It looks like below normal conditions for rain possible, of course, right where the high is. Above normal, though, way out in the southwest and in the northeast. And the temperature outlook, you know, when you see this map covered in oranges and reds, likely above average temperatures for our area and really most of the country. Now, looking at the average temperatures, by the way, July and August, 91 is the average high, but there is a point right at the end of July into the early part of August where the average high at the airport jumps just briefly for a couple of weeks to 92 and then comes back down. So we're almost there. We are almost at the very hottest part of the summer, late July and early August. And I can't wait till we get to this kind of range. Look at that. In October, average high temperature about 80 degrees, and then in November it drops into the 70s. All of us kind of keeping our eye on that. It isn't too far off now. At least there's nothing active in the tropics. Could easily be at this point in July, but we're not seeing anything looking to develop this week. Our rain chances hovering near 30 to 40%. And of course, you can see the heat continues through the week.
We'll take the good news where we can get it. Thanks. The CDC is trying to increase the supply of monkeypox vaccines with demand